All right, guys. So it seems that we have aliens on Earth, and they are bringing us Bitcoin and Zen to the masses. But with all seriousness, guys, we do have the CPI data to actually talk about. We'll go over a lot of this information, what it actually means for the market in this upcoming month or so, and whether or not you should be bullish or bearish overall. So let's go ahead and get into the charts and not waste more time in regards to this, guys. So we can see that Bitcoin is hovering around $26,312, guys. We are currently trading above the 21 EMA on the daily, which is good to see. If we can get a closure above that, this momentum can actually continue, because if we hover on the 12-hour direction here, we can see that we are putting in regular bullish divergence on the stochastic. You can see higher lows being put in, which is fairly good to see overall, because this is giving us some momentum to the upside in hopes that we can get above this particular mid structure region that we've been building for quite some time. Now, you know that I've been talking about this mid region for a very, very long time overall, and we really need to get above this particular mid region before I really start to get bullish overall. Now, with that being said, guys, we can see again higher lows being put in on the stochastic, while you are actually putting in again lower lows on price action, which is very, very good to see. But again, let's jump onto the 3-day, because the 3-day is actually playing some pivotal point on the macro time frame. So we can see the 21 and 55 EMA are starting to actually converge. As long as we close below 25,367, guys, this is when the actual cross is going to happen. Now, you've seen me talk about this in my previous videos. Every time we've actually gone this particular cross, Bitcoin has had a substantial downside turn of about 25 to 30%. Now, with that being said, this one actually start to cross as long as we're trading above 25,300, we should be okay. But the main thing is that Bitcoin really starts to actually need to move to some key critical areas and even move above this particular mid region. And if we continue to close again these 3-day candles below the 55 and 21 EMA, the more likely imminent aspect of this is that we're actually going to see the crossing occur. So again, with that being said, we do have momentum for some upside. Again, the CPI data did actually come out, so we are at 3.7%. The previous, again, CPI data from last month was around 3.2%. The forecast was basically at 3.6, so we came in just shy of about 0.1%, which is not too bad, again, based off of the forecast. Now, if we look at the CME group, again, the CME group is, as they predict what's going to be happening overall, whether or not Jerome Powell is going to be raising rates, are they going to be actually stalling, or they're going to ease in terms of the hike. With that being said, we can see that there's 97% chance that there's not going to be any hikes and there's not going to be any easing, so the rates will stay the same. Which, if you know anything, guys, we talked about how Canada actually stays stagnant in terms of their rate changes. They did not increase as well too. But going forward into this, guys, again, with inflation coming in a lot higher than the previous month, this could actually mean, again, inflation is not under control, and that more likely scenario in October and November, if the October numbers continue to come in, again, higher than expectation, then the more likely thing that Jerome Powell is going to do is put another 0.25 increase in regards to the rates. Now, would that be very good for overall Bitcoin? Well, just speaking at this moment, Bitcoin does have a shot. Again, with this current numbers, they're not too bearish overall, right? 0.5 from the previous month is not too bearish, guys. So that means this gives us a bit of a movement for upside, so potential where Bitcoin can actually regain the 27,700 area, which is very bullish, because this mid region is very important for Bitcoin, since coming off of this particular structure and building the structure back in March of 2023, guys. So again, that's basically what's happening. In terms of the inflation numbers, again, the core CPI actually is falling, so that's another good sign overall for Bitcoin to actually continue upwards from here. Now, I just want to move you over to the move you over to the DXY here index. We can see that, again, the DXY is actually hovering just around the region of 104, which is good. It's actually being It's putting in a plateau for a higher low. Anything below this particular 104 area, this spells very good for risk on assets such as Bitcoin, guys, which again will maintain the upper side of that mid region, guys. So if again DXY continues to actually gain dominance, spells very bad for Bitcoin. If it breaks below this particular 104 region, then it spells good for Bitcoin overall. So not much change here. We'll continue to keep an eye in regards to this, and that's why you guys are subscribed to this channel, because you keep up with the latest updates in regards to the inflation data, CPI, and DXY, guys, which will affect Bitcoin overall. Now, I do want to discuss overall. Let's jump into Zen real quick, guys. So Zen, again, its continued path to the downside is still there overall. Now, I just want to talk about the overall strategy that has been has had 100% strike break in terms of shorting the asset in itself. So far, we've actually reached more than the average for this particular strategy. As you can see right now, the downside from where the conditions were actually met back in August of 21, we've already seen about 29.58% drop, which usually the average would be around 28%. Now, keep in mind the maximum of this particular strategy that you could see is roughly about 42%, which could put us basically roughly around 432 area, which kind of plays into the context of where we are in this next support on the fib tool, guys. So you can see here, if you were to extrapolate from this swing, right, from the swing to swing high on the higher time frames, you would basically get your next support structure, which is around the 236 area. I've already talked about this on the previous video. I don't want to go too much into it, but more likely this is the trend that we're going to continue on downwards from here. Now, with that being said, I'm still looking to have Zen really close above the 12-hourly candle for really any other shift to mean anything in terms of the bulls getting into this, behind this particular asset, and then we can talk about really, you know, consolidating or ranging in the particular area and move away from this downtrending market that we've been in for quite some time, you know, coming back all the way April of 23. So we've been in this downtrending market, guys, I would say about almost 6 months, guys. So April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so about 6 months in making, guys. We've been in a complete downtrend without any meaningful upside move, right? Really no upside move, completely getting wrecked in terms of this. But again, the minters are still profitable. There's a lot happening in terms of the development, again, with what's been going on with Jack and what he's been able to do with the mining. So that's pretty cool stuff to actually see that development is continuing on, and very bullish on the long-term things for the Zen ecosystem. So I'll leave you off with this, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.